Guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Lindsay from Beyond the Beauty with Lindsay. I am so excited to have you guys here. Make sure if you haven't yet, go subscribe right down below and make sure you hit that notification bell. When you hit that notification bell, you get to see everything before anyone else. Not only that, please make sure that you give this video a like because I'm going to be introducing one of my good friends who not only knows American Sign Language. Who knows American Sign Language, that's what I thought. And not only that, she's going to be possibly teaching you guys just a little bit because she has more knowledge than I do. And just to give you guys a quick backstory, I used to do sign language back when I was in elementary and junior high, and I quit doing it because I didn't need it necessarily for me. So it's exciting to get back into the swing of things with my beautiful friend Kirsten, who will be telling us her story, her journey, and what brought her to where she is today.
Introduce you. Hi, friends.
Alrighty, so this is my friend Kirsten. I've known her for 7-8 years, and we're just going to kind of share with you guys her story and more or less kind of get to know more about the people in my life because I'm sure you guys want to know them, and she inspires me every single day. So, Kirsten, question.
Yeah.
Alright, so how did we meet? Why don't you tell them that?
We met when I was like 14, she was 17.
Yeah.
And we met in church, actually.
We did. How crazy is that?
Yeah.
Looking back on that, it's been a while.
Long time ago.
Long time, I know.
Yeah.
And then, what about, okay, so when we met, this is what's kind of crazy. So we met, I started going to this church in our hometown, and I didn't know anyone. The first couple of people I met were Kirsten and a couple others, and it was really cool because we could relate immediately because I told her I was hearing impaired and she asked me if I knew sign language, which ironically this was just who she is. Like, didn't really come across to me that this was going to be something she would become passionate about. But she's like, yeah, do you know sign language? And I said, yes, somewhat. And so we kind of did a little bit back and forth and kind of messed with everyone. I don't know if you remember that. We used to have so much fun just messing with people because we would only know what we're saying and they wouldn't. So why don't you tell us about, since then, kind of what has changed, just tell us a little bit about you so people can get to know who you are.
I'm passionate about American Sign Language.
Yes.
And I recently just got married.
She did. Congrats.
June.
Yay.
And got an apartment with my now husband.
Isn't that weird
So
to
weird.
say?
And yeah, we just live in our lives.
Isn't that crazy? Like, honestly, so when I met her, we were just kind of figuring out our lives. We were figuring out what we were going to do.
Yeah.
When I left my hometown, I was going to college in another state. And we all were just in a place of, like, we weren't really in relationships. We weren't really, we were just figuring out what we wanted to do. Like, what was our next step? Because we were done with school. You were homeschooled, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so explain that for people who don't know kind of what homeschooling may be. They probably do, but yours is kind of different than the average.
Yeah.
Homeschooling.
So I went to elementary school, and my parents, they didn't necessarily kick me out, but like they wanted me to be home, and we didn't know what the homeschooling situation was, so we looked into it. Basically, they moved me out of the elementary school because I would like come home crying every day. I would be
So you were having a hard time.
Constantly bullied, and so we started homeschooling, and I graduated in 2013.
Yeah, you did.
And so
What's cool about Kirsten and I is we're both unique in our own way, and so we both understand that people are just going to judge us immediately, unfortunately, but we also have learned how to find confidence in who we are, and it's so crazy because that's one thing I think that kids don't learn soon enough. Yeah. And we get to learn that because we've had to, because we have to have tough skin. Yeah. And I can understand the whole bullying thing because I know I went through that my whole life. I still do. We both still do, I'm sure.
Right.
But, with that being said, so now, like she said, she's married, and you're probably wondering, like, what she's doing or how ASL even came, like, how did she learn it? So, you graduated in 2013, and then what did you do right after you graduated? Let's take hubby out of the situation for a second.
Well, after I graduated in 2013, I was just, like, dealing with life and wondering who I was and like trying to like get through life. And I didn't really necessarily know my passion until now. So it's been a journey. So.
Yeah, so here's what I want to ask, because when you went to school, like, what did you go to school originally for? Didn't you change it a little bit once you figured out what you wanted to do? Or did you just know?
Once I was in college, I went to University of Kansas, and it was for education, special education.
Yeah.
And I graduated in May of this year, and I got a certificate in education. So
that's so awesome. So what you'll be able to do what with that certificate?
Well, I could go back to school if I chose to. I want to major in deaf education, but unfortunately, University of Kansas doesn't like offer that, so I'm trying to like
figure out how to find that. What took you into the mindset of I want to learn ASL? I want to teach this, and where did that passion come from or stem from? I should say. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. When I was a baby, like a little toddler.
Yeah.
I was born with Dandy Walker syndrome. For those of you who don't know,
and I'll put subtitles right here of what it is, so you guys can look it up too.
Yeah. And basically, I was born. The doctors thought I was brain dead, but I had a major soft spot like on the top of my head, and so that kind of like, and the like everybody, not necessarily the doctors, but like my parents started teaching me sign language at an early age, like 8 months old, and
so you grew up with this.
Yeah.
See, I'm even learning, you guys.
Ever since then, it kind of,
So did they do that, if you don't mind me asking, did they do that because they thought maybe you wouldn't be able to hear or talk, and so that was another form of communication that they knew that would work?
I didn't talk or walk until I was 3. Because
see, I didn't do that until I was 2.
I had like tubes in my ears, so I couldn't necessarily hear. So that's why they began.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's insane. Yeah, because so you guys may not know. I may have told you guys this. I don't know. But basically, when my mom didn't realize. I mean, when you're 6 months to a year, you start crawling, you start walking, you start doing having your motor skills start to kick in, and so that wasn't happening for me. My mom was like, something is wrong. We didn't know what was happening, and basically my mom realized I didn't start walking probably until I was like 1.5. Not even walking, crawling. And so there was that delay, and we knew something was wrong. And so my parents had to figure that out too. I'm sure your parents were like, what the heck's happening? There's something wrong. And I can only imagine the way our parents felt then.
Yeah.
Wondering, because there were no answers really back then for either of us. I'm sure, I don't know if your parents told you that.
No.
But it's one of those things where now with technology, you know right away. So they started you with ASL really early in the game. I didn't start learning it until I was probably, I want to say 5 or 6, like when I started going to school, because we were told I was going to lose my hearing by the time I was maybe we were told many different times, but between 6 and 12. And so, let's backtrack, because we got interrupted. So, that's just my life, I swear. Okay, anyway, so basically, we weren't told that, or our parents weren't told anything. They just kind of had to play the guessing game. But what's really cool is your parents really started to do the ASL super early. My parents really, in the school district, really didn't start looking into ASL or even Braille, because I'm also visually impaired, but we didn't really look into it until I was in elementary early. So that's awesome, because you had a leg up more than I did. So you know way more than I do already. That's so cool. So then from there, you kind of grew up just knowing it. Or explain that.
Yeah, I didn't really start, like, having in elementary school, I knew I wanted to do something, like, in sign language, but, it kind of, like, was on the back burner.
Yeah.
But, it wasn't until college that I figured out, hey, I have a passion for this, like, I love ASL, and,
so it was while you were in school, just getting your regular general education.
Yeah.
And you were just like, I want to do this.
Yeah.
That's so cool. And not only that, so it's super inspiring because now, as we go back into today and where we're at currently in our lives, she on her Facebook started doing live videos recently, and we don't get to really hang out often because I'm so busy and I'm never home, as you guys have seen in previous videos. And so really, it's watching her. She started teaching everyone ASL, which, mind you, people pay for that. The state pays to teach the kids, and not only that, there's many different, even celebrities there's interpreters who pay. There's even, they go to concerts, they do that, and they get paid for that. She's doing that for no money, and not only that, it's, you genuinely love doing this, and it's so awesome. Honestly, I think it would take every fiber of my being to relearn everything. But it's so cool because I get to kind of have those memories of relearning it with you. We all do through Facebook Live. So that's super awesome. So let's talk about the moment you started, like what inspired you, not only just, obviously social media is today's age, but like when you were learning and going through school, did you go to different hard of hearing or deaf classes, or like how did you start getting deeper into ASL? Or did you know, how much did you know, I guess?
Well, I, like, American Sign Language. I look up songs on YouTube. I, like, research.
You did do videos about that, too.
Everything.
Yeah,
I can learn songs in, like, 2 or 3 minutes. I'm very, like, visual, and, like, I'll show my mom or husband, and they'll be like, look, I learned a new song, and, they'll be so cool. Happy, and I'll be so happy. And
for those who know what I do outside of YouTube, which is pretty awesome, when I came into my other job, I knew, because I couldn't drive, so I knew I had to figure out a way to make my business work outside of YouTube. And so I started using online and doing videos and things like that, because why not? And I learned from somebody else who is an extraordinaire and in a completely different realm of field than I work in. And so what was really cool is you kind of did the same thing. You kind of watch your sister-in-law, and you just kind of I'm sure you had that light switch of, why am I not doing this? And how, if she can do it, I can do it.
Yeah.
So that's really awesome. So we kind of had the same thing happen. So that's so cool. So what is your long-term goal with ASL? Like, what do you eventually want to be able to do? If you had any...
I want to become an international sign language interpreter.
That is so cool.
Well, you have to be certified to get your international sign language.
That's interesting. There's a fun fact if you didn't know it.
Yeah.
Wow.
And basically, I kind of want to. My dream is to like sign in. Like the Super Bowl.
That would be so cool. That would be up your alley.
Yeah,
oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah, that's my long-term dream. But
yeah.
I have to like take baby steps.
Absolutely. Like anything I tell people, or anything I'm sure you've even learned, like when you first start something, it takes baby steps. So now, for example, and if some of you want to know kind of the steps, so she went to school. She graduated from high school, just so let's be basic. And then she went to college. She got her degree in education. And then she grew up knowing sign language, but she had a deeper passion for that. Long term, basically, so as we're talking about it step by step. So you would get certified through the state, and then from there you kind of build your clientele. Not even at that, you become an interpreter, say for example, like a city courthouse, or for schools, or for anything really through the Kansas state.
Yeah.
And then longevity, you would have to take steps to go through international. or national. Would you start with national and then go international?
Yeah.
It just depends on how it goes.
Yeah.
Because I know you don't know exactly,
I would start off by national.
Okay.
Because, like, you know, obviously there's different languages for every, like, continent. There's, like, all kinds. I tried learning British Sign Language.
Really?
But just couldn't.
You're like, not happening. I mean, if you had to, you would, I'm sure. But.
Yeah. Plus, like, if you learn ASL, if you know ASL, and if you know British Sign Language, more money.
I was going to say, you're already bilingual. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Alright guys, so make sure that you subscribe to this page of Beyond the Beauty with Lindsay right now. Go subscribe, hit that notification bell, and not only that, make sure you like this video, comment down below what you enjoyed about Kirsten, about learning about ASL, and make sure you share this video with your friends and family, because not only that, we want to make this more of a known topic and just get it out there for the world. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and like I said, be on the lookout for more interviews just like this. So, I will see you guys in the next video. Who knows what it's going to be, because every day is different in my world. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye!